If you are always confused about data analyst, engineer, scientist, and AI engineer, then you have landed the right video because I will be explaining each one of them in detail. We'll do a comparison and finally I will tell you which one you should choose if you are thinking of becoming one of these. So let's get started. So in section 1, we will talk about all the 4 roles. We'll do a detailed comparison on several matrices, and in the final section I will talk about which role should you choose according to your specific requirement. The first role is data analyst. I want to give you an analogy for this. Let's suppose you run a cafe and you need a person who can tell you what are your weekly sales, what are your monthly sales, which SKUs you are selling the best, at which hour of the day the peak sales are happening in your cafe. For all of these information, you need a person who is known as data analyst. So if we talk about the daily life roles and responsibilities of a data analyst, it will be divided into 3 sections: the data extraction part, refinement or filtration part, and the visualization part. Data extraction is like you have to get the data or fetch the data from various sources. It can be SQL databases, it can be files systems as well, it can be servers as well. Then after fetching all the data from the sources, you have to do the main part, which is the data analysis, or you can say you will be doing a lot of filtering as well into the data using Python libraries. Then final part comes the visualization part, where you have to show your findings or solutions to the stakeholders. If I talk about the skills required for data analyst, then you will be using Excel and SQL mainly for data storage, data extraction, analysis, and data organization. Then for the visualization part, you will be using Tableau and Power BI in order to show the dashboards to the stakeholders. Then comes the Python, and you will be using Python for heavy data analysis. Inside that as well, you will be majorly using 2 libraries of Python, which is NumPy and Pandas, which are used for mathematical calculations and statistics. Then there is one more skill that very less people talk about, is the communication or the business part. Being a data analyst is less of like working in backend but more of like working into front end. So you will be working as a bridge between the technical part and the people who are working on the business side, which are the stakeholders or the non technical people. So you have to bridge that gap between the technical and non-technical part. So your communication has to be very good. Timeline to become a data analyst from scratch and learning all of these skills that we have just listed. So it will be somewhere around 4 to 6 months, and I think you will be able to learn all of these skills in this timeline. And there is easy access to all of these resources to learn all these skills. So you can just go on YouTube and check out the tutorials for SQL, Excel, and Power BI and Tableau. So it is heavily available out there. If I talk about the job opportunities, then to be very honest, this is the job role which is having the most number of job openings out there. And you will find SQL, Excel, Python, and all of these skills that we talked about in the job descriptions. And some people will say that AI is going to replace this job, but it is not exactly true, because you don't just have to learn the basic skills, you have to be good with using the AI tools as well for your data analysis part. So I will recommend, if you are thinking of getting into this job role, then make sure to learn and integrate the AI tools into your work and utilize them for your efficiency, because it might be easy to learn SQL and Excel for everyone, but it will not be easy to use the right AI tool at the right time to get the desired result and outcome in a limited time frame. So that is the skill which is going to excel in near future in the data analyst field. Now comes the second role, which is data engineer. So you have found the right guy for your cafe to give you the sales dashboard or the visualization of SKUs. But let me give you a second challenge. You are running a cafe, that means you are getting a sales on daily basis. Customers are ordering every single hour, every single minute. Then who is going to give you all of that data at the end of the day in a very structured format? Or who is going to store that data in a data warehouse and make sure that all of the data comes on daily basis even when you are sleeping? And this process runs without any failure, fetching the data from your server and storing it into the cloud warehouse. This is where the data engineer comes in, who will make sure that every single transaction that happened in a day will be stored from the server to the cloud platform or the cloud storage that you are using for your business. And also he will make sure that all the data which is flowing through the pipeline will be safe, secure, clean, ready to be utilized by the data analyst, and also there should be no delay in the process. So you will be getting your data at the end of the day into your data warehouse. So day-to-day task of a data engineer looks like building data pipelines, optimizing them, optimizing queries, managing data warehouses and cloud platforms for businesses, building custom data solutions that runs on backend and make sure that no failure comes up, handling the failures at midnight when the pipeline crash and nobody knows how to fix it. So if I talk about the skills required for data engineering, it is not just SQL and Python. However, you will see a lot of data engineering job roles is asking for SQL and Python always, and that is true. These two are the core skills. But other than that, you have to learn an ETL tool tool or ELT tool, which is like DBT and all. You have to learn data warehousing skills, cloud platform, orchestration part. If I talk about the timeline, which is how much time it will take you to go from zero to advance in data engineering, then obviously it is going to take some time because data engineering is not that easy as data analyst. It will take you somewhere around 9 to 12 months to learn all of these concepts at advanced level. If you are just aiming for the intermediate level, then you might learn all of these in 6 months as well. But to be a good data engineer and learning about the ETL tools, learning about the orchestration tool, it will take some time. Barrier to entry into this field, it is moderate to high because these tools are legacy tools and these take time to master. So you have to do a lot of hands-on on daily basis in order to become good at these tools. There are a lot of job opportunity for data engineers. You can check out Amazon, Microsoft, Google, all of them are hiring data engineers in high numbers. But one thing you will notice that entry level jobs are not as much as the senior level jobs in data engineer. So you have to be a little skilled in this one. And this job role is very resilient to AI because it is not going to replace data engineers. AI can suggest the structure of data pipelines, but building the streamlined process is not going to be very easy for AI in upcoming future. From our cafe example, now you have the data analyst and the data engineer who is building the pipelines and giving you the sales reports. But here's the third problem that comes up. Who is going to tell you that you have to keep these many SKUs to be ready by the next weekend? Or who is going to tell you what would be your sales in the next 5 months and how you are going to do the demand forecasting? For that particular part, you need a data scientist. And it is going to be a little interesting because data scientists are the one who are dealing with a lot of things on daily basis. You will be doing data extraction, data cleaning, data pre-processing, feature engineering, selecting models and training models. So there is going to be a lot on day-to-day basis, but it will be very interesting as well. So if you are someone who likes math, solving challenges on daily basis, then this is going to be the best role for you. So if I break down on an overview level of how a data scientist work looks like on day-to-day basis, they do data extraction, which is basically the first part, then data cleaning, data processing, feature engineering, selecting the ML model and training that ML model. So you will be training your data on many ML models to test which one is giving you the best accuracy and which one is giving you the desired result. If I talk about the skills required for data scientists, then it is not a specific skill. There are a many set of skills that you have to accomplish for data scientists. Core skill which is required is Python, yes, and inside Python as well, you have to master some of the libraries of Python. You also have to be good at mathematical calculations and the statistics and must know some of the common concepts used in machine learning. And then obviously you have to be aware about all the machine learning models that are going to be used in your day-to-day tasks. Machine learning also covers a small part of SQL, cloud computing and ML ops as well. So these are good to have skills if you are aiming for this data scientist role. But again, at core level, you have to be good with Python, all the machine learning models, statistics and the Python libraries. If I talk about the timeline for you to become data scientist, then this is going to take the most of your time because the amount of skills or the number of skills you have to tackle are a lot. And I wouldn't say this is too complex, but I would say there are a lot of moving parts in data scientist role. So you have to learn Python as well, you have to learn all machine learning models as well, you have to be good at mathematics and statistics as well. So all of this is going to take a little time if you are a beginner to the data field. So it will easily take 9 to 12 months, or maybe it can take up to 12 to 14 months as well to master these skills. If you just want to be an intermediate, then it will take maybe 8 to 9 months, but with advanced level, it will easily take up to a year. So if you are interested in this domain and wanted to see which kind of problems you will be tackling with or which kind of concepts you will be learning into this domain, then I would highly recommend you to just go on YouTube and watch 3 blue and brown videos about the machine learning. And if you like those videos, then I think this is the best role for you. If I talk about the job opportunities, there are a lot of opportunities. You don't have to worry about it. But here are two things. If you are just aiming for a generic data scientist role, then you are going to be squeezed in next 1 to 2 years because AI is going to take over most of the part of the data scientist and like training the models by itself and all, and it is actually happening out there. So I would recommend you not to just learn the legacy models or legacy technologies in this field. I would recommend you to please go with the specialization, like specialization in agentic AI or generative AI. And here comes the last role, AI engineer. And I know most people are crazy about this role nowadays. So if we talk about the day-to-day work as an AI engineer, it will be less of a research, but it will be more of like a product engineering part. You have to debug the RAG pipeline, that why it is giving the wrong answers, why you're not getting the desired results from your AI AI models or the agentic AI that you have built, integrating a model behind an API, or maybe tuning a prompt to stop hallucination. They will be building chatbots, AI assistant, intelligent systems, and a lot more. So for this role, heavy engineering is not that much required. I would say 7 to 75% is the heavy coding part, but sometimes 30 to 35% is the software engineering part, where you have to think about a design analogy and the architecture to build a reliable solution for business problems. If I talk about the skills required for AI engineering, it will be Python, obviously, because you are going to use a lot of Python in the backend while working with the machine learning models or training the ML models. The second one is LLM APIs. Yes, you have to learn how to use the LLM APIs correctly at the right place and the right time. So you have to master the skill of using LLM APIs, which is from Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini, so that you will be integrating all these APIs into your customized solutions that you are building for the businesses. Then you also have to be good about the RAG, retrieval augmented generation, and the vector databases. You have to be good about prompt engineering as well. And obviously, you must be knowing about the ML fundamentals, which is the basic machine learning models and all. And here you will be using some less statistics, not that much as in data scientist. Having a knowledge of cloud and ML ops will also help you in this role. And if we talk about the timeline, like how much time it will take you to become an AI engineer, then again, it depends on how much techie you are. If you are just starting as a beginner into the data field and the AI field, then it will going to take some time, 10 to 12 months. But if you are switching from the existing data roles, then it will take you just 5 to 6 months to learn all of these skills. It's less about mastering some skill, it's more about how you can think of building custom solutions for the businesses. About the job opportunities, I don't have to say this is the fastest growing job role in data market today, because every company will be needing AI assistant, chatbots, agentic AI, and a lot of custom solutions as well. So this role will going to give you a lot of opportunities if you are learning the right tech stack and implementing it in the right way. So now the interesting question is, which role should you choose and why? So let me be very honest and very clear with you. Let's start with the data analyst. So it has a very less barrier to entry. That means you just have to learn few skills and you can start applying for job. And also I can say the complexity is very less. So you don't have to learn so many complex topics or so many complex technologies to get into this field. So if you are a beginner and you wanted to dive into the data world, then I think this is going to be the best role for you. So for data engineers, if you can write Python and SQL queries on daily basis, you like dealing with a large set of data, if you like to work with data warehouses, cloud platforms, and you like to build the scalable data pipelines that involves a lot of moving parts at the same time, then this is going to be a good role for you. But there is a disclaimer that I wanted to give you. There is something known as on call. So if you are aiming for DE role, then be ready for some late night fixes and bugs, because as a data engineer, you have to fix the pipeline whenever the failure comes. So it might be midnight, it might be your Sundays as well. You have to fix it and report it to your team. But the one interesting thing about data engineering that I can say personally is you will get to explore a lot. You can explore a little bit of data science, data analyst as well. So it gives you a little scope of exploring things. If you can do a lot of heavy backend work like training the models, learning about new ML models, learning about new technologies, and if you are ready to adapt with the new changes and new technologies, then this role might help you. For some people, it can be hectic, but for some people, it is excited to learn new tech every single month, or and now it's changing on weekly basis. So again, you will be dealing a lot of things. So I would suggest, if you are not a person who like to learn too many things at the same time or doing too many things on daily basis, then this is not going to be a best fit job for you. But if you like to work on new technologies and tech stack, then this can be a good fit for you. But the only thing is you have to keep yourself updated with the market trends in this domain. Then for the data engineers, if you like to do the data science work but you don't want to tackle with the mathematics and the background part of it, but you like to deal with the LLM models that you interact with on daily basis, it fascinates you to use them to build some custom solutions, build something valuable that thousands of people can use, then this role can be a best fit for you, because it doesn't involve the too much back-end work as data scientists do, but it will going to involve a little front end as well. But again, in this role also, you have to learn a lot and keep yourself updated with the latest trends happening in the market. So that's it for today's video. I hope you liked